So today we're going to be talking about the process of settling into Canada as an international student. And we do have a special guest that is joining us too. I am really stoked to chat with him and get to know more about him. We're going to Canada today. Hello.
Hello.
I have a list of questions. So, Winie Student Award, which you might have kind of heard about or known about, is kind of a platform and a community for international students and professionals in the US and Canada. And so one of the reasons we invited you today is to kind of dive deep into the experience of going from one country to Canada to study and what that process has been like with you settling in and kind of making a life for yourself. What made you decide to study in Canada? What was the impetus and the drive for that decision?
Okay. First of all, I studied in Futo in Nigeria. That's where I had my undergraduate. And what I studied was biotechnology. Due to the course I studied, I think it's not yet appreciated in Nigeria yet. So like a lot of people don't know about the course in Nigeria. It's kind of when I was applying for jobs, when I tell someone I studied biotechnology, they'll be like, what is that? Is that biochemistry or biology? So they didn't actually get the concept. So it was kind of difficult for me to like get something in Nigeria. So I had to plan to like further it to my master's, and I obviously was more recognized outside Nigeria. So I had to start looking for options outside. So that was the drive that made me look for school. So fortunately for me, I got some couple of schools in Canada because that's where I looked at school. So I got a couple of schools. Then fortunately for me, I got admission into Windsor. That was the drive. So I'm here now studying. So it's been good so far there.
Awesome.
Yeah.
So you did say something. You said you got schools in Canada because it was where you looked. Why did you pick Canada over US or Australia or the UK or wherever else people usually go to school when they want to study abroad?
Okay, like ask why Canada. That's the question.
Why Canada?
Okay. First of all, when I was making my inquiry, I found out that if you're studying after a master's in Canada, like if you have probably like a year or 2 years course, you have like a postgraduate work permit. That's like 3 years. So I saw it like an opportunity for someone who wants to like probably get your permanent residence in place. So I feel take the opportunity. So that's why I choose Canada ahead of other countries.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. So tell us about the process of looking for schools in Canada. How did you go about it for yourself?
Okay, I always tell people when you're searching for schools, because most times everybody wants to leave, you want to find a school, but you don't actually put in the time. So for me, like I was procrastinating for a while. So but at the point I had to like settle down. Like I was literally browsing each school like one by one. I had to minimize it based on their cost. I wanted something kind of cheap and affordable. So I had to reduce the cost. So when I did reduce it, I got like 10 schools. So I had to start like checking each of them one by one requirements. So I did and got like 3 schools. Okay, I had a family friend who was already in Canada, who is married and has a family. So I just told him gave him the idea of the schools. So he told me, okay, I should check and try to look for those that are cost-based programs because they're easier to get admission. So I did, and I got the schools. So when I got the schools, I checked the requirements. Most of them did not require IELTS here. So I just started my application here from there. So that's it.
That was a nice segue into my next question, which was what exams did you need to take or what did you need to do to qualify to apply to the schools?
When I did my own application it was 2019, 2020, I think. So then I think Nigeria was exempt from writing all those exams. They studied in Nigeria. So I think the policy must have changed since after COVID. I think now Nigerians are required to write the exam. But I'm not sure if it's for every school yet. But my own time I was lucky.
All right. So tell us about, and this is based on my experience with a lot of students, like getting your documents together in Nigeria is not a joke. So tell us about that process and how you navigated it. Transcripts, letters of recommendation, the whole 9 yards.
First of all, for my school it was tough because my school they like to make things difficult for people. So I did after my clearance, my transcript was not ready. So I had to like go back home. So like a couple of months later I came back to school to apply for my transcript. I actually had someone there who like helped me get the transcript. So when I got the student copy first, because that was needed. So I got the student copy. Then before I left school, that was after my project, I just my lecturers that I might need them as referees just in case.
That's good. And did you start, this is an important part, did you start to cultivate those relationships while you were still in
in
school, or
school.
it was when he
Yeah,
kind of
yeah.
gave you that, Japa is in sight,
No, no, no.
that you now started to
No,
like go
I
back and
that's
call
I
them?
because of our Nigerian mentality, I had to like keep that relationship before ahead of time. So like one of the lecturers was actually my supervisor for my project. So I had him like I was trying to get close to him. So I still had a relationship with him, and I told him that I may be going for my masters and I will need him to be my referee. So he told me that no problem, I should take his number and his mail. Then I had like a course advisor then in school. So I tried to like keep that relationship with her. So I took her to and one other person. So I tried to like maintain a relationship with them at least so that they won't say you're just calling them because you want to get this. So
Yeah,
that's
yeah.
how my own was. Yeah.
Okay, okay. You got this admission, right,
Yeah.
to a Canadian school.
Yeah.
Tell us about that day. Awesome, awesome. Did you also get funding with your admission, or did you have to figure that out on
Ah,
your own?
okay. For my program, I don't there was no opportunity for school to fund or for you to have like scholarships. It was based on funding it yourself. So I had to like start figuring that out. Like I had help my parents. My dad actually helped like fund the yeah. And luckily for me, I was not to pay everything at once. Like you just pay like that will help me. So but some other courses I think they have like options
Okay,
for scholarships
okay.
and all those things. Yeah.
So now tell us about the Canadian visa process. It is very different from the US one.
Yeah.
What was
Yeah.
your experience with that? How long did you wait to hear back from almighty Canadian people?
But okay, like the whole process for my own was basically online. So I think you
Mm-hmm,
go to the IRCC website, yeah, then you start the application.
mm-hmm,
I think you have to get when I started like there are some forms I had to like download from the that they asked me to fill and upload back to them. So I got those forms.
mm-hmm.
I filled the forms. I uploaded they asked for my passport, that's like passport photograph for my passport page, the bio page. They asked for statement of finance. They asked for what else was that? I think these are the three or I don't know, some other documents to do. Then the form they asked me to fill. That's where I have to like put in my name, my family, all those reasons for you to go, all those different questions they ask. So I did all that and sent it to them. Luckily for me, any step they are going to, they reply me with a message. So things are kind of easy then. They're
Oh, wow.
replying with yeah. So like it took me like did I say how many months before I was asked to go for okay, COVID started in March. Was it March or yeah, so that was I was supposed to go for my biometric in March. Then COVID happened and everything was on lockdown. So I actually had to defer my admission was supposed to be like 2020, but I deferred it to 2021 because of the whole COVID. So my biometrics I was supposed to go in March, but it was suspended. I sent them a mail that I couldn't go for the biometric because of COVID and all that. So they had to shift it to like next like month after. So my own process was COVID, I had to like extend everything to like September, October. That's when I did biometrics and my what is it that thing called? Medicals.
Medicals.
Yeah, medicals, yeah. I did
Okay.
that in September, October. Then by November I was out with the visa. That was how my own process went.
Wow. So that's like
Yeah.
what, 8 months? I mean, with
Yeah, it's
COVID and all. Oh
yeah,
my
with COVID
goodness.
yeah, with COVID it's like yeah, it was a very long time.
So there are students who are currently in the position of, applying for a Canadian study permit. What would be
Okay.
your tip or advice to people in that position, having been
Okay.
someone that went through that?
Okay, first of all, like when I was applying, I think from your statement, first of all, your statement of intent, like why you want to come there, you actually you have to focus on that because, like me, when how I wrote mine, I gave them the impression like I was coming here to like get knowledge to help my people back in Nigeria. So that's I was like coming to come and develop myself.
Mm-hmm.
So I had to like stress on that point very well in my statement of intent. That's one. Secondly, I when I was filling in the forms, I didn't have anybody in Canada. Like I was coming from the first time, I had nobody here. So I just told them that I'm coming on my own to come and study. I'm coming by myself. So all those things. So I think I don't know if that helps, but I think some people because I've heard some people say that they had family in Canada, but they're still denied visa. So I don't know how their
Mm.
own works. But me, I had nobody and I was still giving admission and giving visa. So that aspect I don't really know what to advise on that aspect. And just be truthful. Just be don't hide anything. Don't try to like cut corners because everything here they like check everything. So just be yourself and be truthful.
That's good advice. And I say it all the time on this page too. Like these
Yeah.
people are trained to know
Yeah,
when you are
yeah, yeah,
bullshit.
yeah. That
So
is true.
yeah, so it's better that you're yourself and you're honest and
Yeah.
you just, you know, be transparent with the process, because if you're caught in a lie, it would not favor you, whether
Yeah,
that
exactly.
time
Yeah.
or in the future. Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, so you got your visa in January.
Yeah.
When did you travel?
I traveled August. This
August. Okay,
August.
so you had to like
Yeah.
still wait till
Yeah, I still
March.
waited to like August.
Okay. What was the process of getting ready? So you are in Nigeria for what, 7, 8 months, knowing that you are about to
Yeah.
leave or you will be leaving come August.
Yeah.
Tell me about those 7 or 8 months.
Okay, throughout that period, I knew that I was going to travel. So my mentality was, so I was trying to like find jobs to do, keep myself busy, and because if you just keep sitting down waiting for August or September, it feels like it's not going to come at all. So I kept myself busy. I was working, trying to save the little I could save, because still nobody could give me any good job, because I could not use my certificate to work because nobody understood what I did. I did like other, I was in Lagos actually, so I did some other jobs in Lagos. So whatever they pay, I just take it. Probably let me just keep it and add it to something. So I did all that, trying to get job. Then also I was buying like food because yeah.
I hear you on that one. And so your experience now, like looking back, right, to
Okay.
getting ready, you know, getting on that plane that night in Lagos
Yeah.
or that morning, whenever your
Mm.
flight was, and then
Yeah.
coming here. What are some things in hindsight that you learned that you would like to pass on to people who are in that same process?
Okay. At the airport, I almost missed my flight because of one thing. There's what we call letter of enrollment.
Hmm.
So like because they asked us before I came, the school told us all the documents we needed to present. So all the documents we had there, but they didn't tell me I needed to present letter of enrollment, and
Hmm.
that's the letter you get after you registered for your courses for the semester.
Hmm.
So at the airport, I got there and they told me I should bring my letter of enrollment, and I was like, "Is it not my graduate like the offer of admission?" They're like,
Hmm.
"No, it's not that one that I should get. If I don't get that letter, I'm not traveling."
Oh,
And
wow.
I was already broken like then. So luckily for me, there was a friend of mine who was also traveling. So she told me that the letter is actually what they give you when you register for a course. Yeah, so I should just go to the portal where I registered and try to print out the letter. So I had to hurry up. I was the last person to get on the plane. I had to hurry up that day and find the letter. So my advice is, if you before you travel, all the documents you need, like try to make sure they are actually ready. Like just get copies of them, because they're going to be asking you at different points. Try not to, because if you're traveling, you don't carry. People want to carry like excess luggage and all those things. So those
Yeah.
things may like delay you, or you may start finding you at different places. So you just try to like go with less load.
Hmm.
Yeah, less stuff.
Okay. All right. So you arrived there, right? Tell us about
Yeah.
that feeling. Okay. Getting to Canada and walking through.
Okay. First of all, from Nigeria, I used Ethiopian Air, so the flight was actually long. It was a very long flight. So I left on 2nd of August. I landed in Ethiopia, Addis Ababa. From there, we went to Dublin before we landed in Toronto. So it was, I think I got there on the 3rd. So as I got there, now I experienced that feeling of when they say jet lag, like yes, that was, I experienced it, because when it was time for me to sleep, like I was sleeping with others, sleeping like I'll feel like sleeping with Nigerian system. Like when it's night in Nigeria, I sleep. When it's and that's morning here. So it took me a while for me to adjust. So that's the one. Okay, when I got to Toronto, I had to like do my own quarantine for like 14 days, because then it was still mandatory. So first of all, the feeling was it was it was amazing, because it was you know that you're breathing a different air. Like it's just different. So everything is just organized. Like I can't. It's just a feeling I have to experience. I just can't explain it, because it's way different from Nigeria. And I keep telling people like Nigeria is just stressing. It's just stressing us for nothing, because life is supposed to be easy and and free, but it's just stress. So the feeling was actually amazing.
I don't know about you, but I have learned some new things from just his experiences. And you know what he went through trying to get this process. So to kind of recap, Uche graduated from Futo in Nigeria, and he wanted to study abroad because he wanted to make use of his degree, and he is currently doing that. So it looks like he is back. Let me see. Yay, you're back.
Okay. Yeah.
Much
I think
clearer,
you haven't
actually.
internet issues.
Whatever you did worked.
Okay.
All right. So you were saying something about the scanning process before you got card.
Yeah. So like everything was because we are trying to restrict in-person contact. So most of the things were just like you just go to the machine, you just input your documents, and everything just comes out, and you move on to the next page. So they'll ask you, like they got to the point, they'll ask you, why do you want to study? Like, why are you studying? So you still have to like tell them, I'm studying this thing. They ask you, why did you choose this course? You just ask questions just to know your reason. So you just have to give them values. And like, I want to grow myself in this field. I want to. So me, I was lucky when I told them medical biotechnology because it was medical. Everyone was like, oh, that's good. That's a nice one. Just move on. So everything was just going for me.
In the meantime, please, I want to hear read your comments. Not here because I'm I'm reading. I want to read your comments about your thoughts so far of our conversation, what you have learned from Uche's journey, like what is eye-opening, what didn't you know, or what do you know and you're confirming. All right. So after quarantine, you got to school, correct? Or you got to at least the city where your school was?
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. After that, yeah, I got to here. I had to find a house first.
Had to find a
Yeah.
house.
So that's another journey
Okay.
because I arrived a month before my program was supposed to start because I actually had to find a house. So when I got there, I had different. Okay, the school had a website where you could check for because I didn't want to stay on campus. It was actually very expensive to stay on campus.
Mm.
So I had to look for houses outside. So there are some options, some sites to check for houses,
Okay.
and also you have like Facebook Market, so Marketplace. So that was actually where I found my house.
Oh, wow.
Because when you send, if you see a house you like, you have to contact the landlord or the landlady, whoever is in charge. So the person has to give you a reply. It's
Hmm.
not like Nigeria where you're looking for a house. You just see a house and you just go there and you go and see. Here they work with time.
Yeah.
So they have to actually tell you the time to come and see the house if they want to see the house.
Hmm.
Or they just send you a picture and you see the house. So for me it was difficult because I was running out of time. Okay, because I was staying in someone's house that August period. And by August 31st I was supposed to leave and come down to Windsor
Hmm.
to start the program and come into my own house. So I was actually pressured to find a house. So I was just messaging all the houses I saw. I was just sending messages, please, can I see a house? How long is it going to be ready? Or what is the lease? Because you usually have a lease for 8 to 12 months.
Hmm.
So I messaged all of them. So some sent me replies. Some are like, the house is taken. The house is for only female students. It's just for. So luckily for me, I saw one house. Here I am now. So um, I had to tell a friend of mine who was who happened to be living here. I don't just help me check the house, but I wanted to know the people in the house. Because I can't just move into any house. So he came and checked it out for me. And luckily for me, the house was okay. People were nice. So I told the landlord that I'm interested in the house. And houses here are kind of expensive, I'll say, because the monthly rent is like, if you want to get a good house, I think it's from 500 per
Mhm.
month.
Mhm.
So mine is actually 550. So I just told him that I'll take the house, that I was okay with it. So he told me, okay, no problem, that by 1st of September, I should just come down to Windsor and I'll take the house. So I did. I came here. I saw the place. It was lovely. The people I'm staying with, wonderful people. So I was actually lucky. And the landlord too is a very nice person. Like he tries to make us feel at home.
Hmm.
So yeah, so that's it.
Okay.
Yeah.
Would it have made a difference if you started this process in Nigeria before traveling? looking back?
I actually started in Nigeria first.
Okay.
Like I started searching in Nigeria. I found the house, but the problem was that when I was supposed to come down, I told the landlord I was supposed to do like 14 days quarantine, but he told me I couldn't do it in his house.
Wow.
Yeah, and I had to go and do it somewhere else. And in the hotel, I was paying the hotel charge is actually way high. So I
Outrageous.
couldn't, yes, good. I couldn't spend 14 days in the hotel because I'm still going to be buying my food,
Mm-hmm.
which they only give you like breakfast in the morning, but the rest you have to take care of yourself. And it was expensive. So I
Oh,
couldn't think of it. It was almost getting to like $1,000, $1,000 Canadian dollars. So no, I couldn't think of it. So I had to like find a house. I stayed in Nigeria to like look for houses, but it was no. So my friends helped me look for houses. So they were not in my province, but they were in Canada already. So I just told them they helped me look for some houses, but the landlord did not agree, so I just had to leave that one. But
mm.
if you're in Nigeria and you find a house, it's actually better because it's going to save you a lot of money. Once you come down, just move straight to your house. For me, I have to spend like some days in the hotel, so it's still kind of yeah. So if you're in Nigeria, you can start looking for houses. I think it's a better option.
So now in getting a house, I know, for example, in the US, you need a credit, history, or it just depends on what kind of place you want to get. Like if you're working with
Okay.
an individual landlord, they may be
Okay.
a little bit more lenient, but if you wanted to get a place from like an apartment complex that have
Okay. Okay.
more of a structured system, you need to have employment documents or a way to show you're going to
Oh, okay.
pay,
Okay.
credit
Okay. Okay.
history, different things. So what did you need in your own situation? And did you have any difficulties getting those documents together as a new
Okay.
international student in Canada?
Okay. Probably I think because I came as a student, we didn't need to have all those documents. We just
Okay.
needed we just needed to like we all signed a lease. Those who are living here, we signed a lease, and I think there you put your number. I think if you have like someone else they can contact just in case, you put the person's number there too. But aside that, we didn't have to bring any because they knew we were just like most of us were like coming here for the first time, so we didn't need any documents. We just came here and just took the houses like that. So
Okay. All
it was
right.
easy for us.
Okay. And are you able to work as an international student?
Okay. Yes. For that, like our study permit as an international student, it permits you to work 20 hours in a week. So that's another aspect. Looking for a job is not easy.
Hmm.
I would say it's not easy. So how I started out, I started to check for jobs in school, like on campus jobs. Like my school has like a portal for jobs that are in school. So we have like safety ambassador, you have probably desk assistants, this
Hmm.
kind of jobs. So I got one which was an African diaspora youth conference. Like you're in charge of organizing the conference once a year. So I was lucky to get that one. But although it's not, I have 20 hours to work. That one allows me to work just 5 hours in a week.
Hmm.
So I still have like 15 hours to cover up, and I still have 15 hours to make money. So I had to start looking for jobs outside. That's where the problem was. Like I sent out my resume to different places. There's okay, like the platform here for jobs is Indeed. That's
Hmm.
one. Then there is one other one. There's like different job portals. So I use Indeed. I'll send out my resumes to different people. So okay, first of all, I didn't know that I was supposed to like tailor my CV to Canada standards at first. So I later got that from my friend.
Wait,
So I got
please don't tell me you had like marital status, religion,
no,
and
no,
state of origin.
no, 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 no. I didn't have all those things. But like how mine was um like a friend showed me the sample of zone. He wrote his name up, your name, your contact. Then I think the next line was like like some a brief history about yourself, like your yeah. Then you have your um job, employment whatever, then your education is kind of shortened. But me, like how I do now, I just put Nigerian mentality. I just put a lot of things. It's like just to tell you how actually work.
Yeah.
So I later had to like start removing some things, try to tailor it well. So, but the thing is that the jobs available off campus for students, you can't. It's difficult for you to get like a technical kind of job.
Hmm.
It's mostly cashier kind of jobs. All these working in Walmart, working in eateries. Those are the kind of job because they feel you don't have Canadian experience yet.
Yeah.
So those are the kind of jobs that are available for students, and that's where most students are actually working. So another thing again, you have to because you're schooling, they ask for your availability,
Hmm.
and you don't try to put in your school hours with their time. So and when
Yeah.
they see that, because most of them they want people who are willing to work in the morning.
Hmm.
And because of school, they can't work in the
Oh,
morning. So
morning.
you actually choose evening. So they have a lot of people applying for evening jobs. So that's why it's difficult for some people to get. So if you're one of the early birds, you just get the job. While others that come later, it's going to be difficult for them to get the job. So
Hmm.
so for me, okay, I got that one in school, and I'm still applying for like jobs outside. Till now, I've still not, I won't say I've gotten anyone because there's one I applied for, but the person told me that a coursemate of mine is already working there, and our availability is the same thing. So I can't come and replace him. So
Yeah.
I'm still like looking for jobs other places too. So they're still trying our best. I'm still
Okay.
looking for yeah.
And it will happen. And I actually find this interesting. So with your study permit, you can get a job outside the university campus legally in
Yeah,
Canada.
sure. Yeah, yeah.
That's great. That's great. Because in the
Oh,
US,
it's different.
you can only work in the university or university affiliated place.
No, no,
Yeah,
no. Yeah, you
you
actually
can't
work
work off
outside.
campus.
Ah, no, 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 no.
So
That's different.
that's certainly a difference. All right.
Yeah,
Okay. So it's been a few months now, right? You've told us about finding an accommodation, looking for a job.
yeah.
What about transportation? Do you need a car or do you have a good transport system there? That's where you are.
Okay. For transport here, first of all, they have a good transport system. They have like the buses. The buses actually it goes to like my city Windsor. It goes to like every part of Windsor. But when you want to like go outside, that's where you have problem. So
Okay.
I know a lot of people who have cars, but they
Mm,
don't use it because they say the cost of petrol is kind of high, so they don't need to buy all that. So they just use the bus instead. So I think it only depends on and the bus. Their buses here actually work with time. I
mm.
think every 20 minutes. At first, when I came here the first time, like I didn't because I didn't know how to use their bus because Nigeria would just once you see bus anywhere, you just jump on the
You're
bus and then
jumping.
move. Exactly. But this one, their buses, they have a particular time they come. If they
Yeah.
come here 10 o'clock, they come 10 o'clock. You just see a bus there. If it's 10:20, the bus comes 10:20. So if you're not there by 10:20, you miss the bus. If you come 10:21, when the bus is ready, you've missed the bus. So and here they use like bus pass or you
Yeah.
use your coin. Yeah, they use coins too. So and I think it's like $3 for a trip. And the trip, like if you let's say you get on a bus now, you pay, you can take a transfer.
Mm,
So like if you go to another bus, you still the same bus pass and you go again. So it's like that. That's how the transport system is here. But if you have your car, it's still I won't say it saves you, but it's
it's
just for your own
convenient.
convenience. Yeah, good for your own convenience.
Now that you're a student and you
Yeah.
studied in Nigeria and now you're studying in Canada, tell us about some of the differences that you're noticing in the two educational systems and
Okay.
what's working for you and what's not working for you.
Okay, first of all, um, now my because of COVID, my classes are and I won't say I'm an online person. I prefer to like study like hard copy books and hard copy and do them online. So it's kind of different for me, and it's challenging, but it's not. I won't say it's difficult because I'm getting used to it. Then secondly, unlike Nigeria we only study for like test week and exam week. That's how we study. But here you are studying every week because every week you're taking quiz, you're having presentations, you're having different things you're doing. So it's like keeping on your toes. You're always trying to study. So but still, as you're studying, they still give you time to like travel, like visit the place, explore, cool down, and just chill.
Mm.
Or like Nigeria, nobody tells you. Like this one, our lecturers actually tell us that take some time and travel, and take some time and visit Canada, enjoy the whole ceremony and all those. But Nigeria, nobody will tell you to do all those things. Everybody read your book and pass. So that was different, and also it's kind of easier to relate to the professors here
Mm.
because like if they're giving a test and probably you can't write the test because you're traveling or you're not feeling fine or you have a problem, you can actually write to the professor and tell the person that please, due to so and so problem, I won't be able
Mm.
to take the test. I won't be able to. The person will actually give you a different test or like shift the day for you to write your own. So it's different. So I'll say they actually make things easy for you here, and also it's easier for you to like pass because like they share the marks across a lot of things.
Spread out. Yeah.
Yeah. So like one course I'm doing, there's mark for participation in class, there's mark for your quiz, there's mark for your presentation, there is peer-to-peer evaluation.
Mm.
So all those things, they just give you marks. And but because of the program, it's actually a high cutoff kind of. So but you still have the opportunity to pass.
Yeah.
That's the good thing about it, yeah.
Awesome. Awesome. All right. So we've talked about a little bit about the logistics here and there.
Yeah.
Tell us about the part of finding a community. I know that that's a very important
Yeah.
part of moving to a foreign country because
Yeah.
otherwise loneliness would really, really do some things to you.
Exactly. Yeah,
Yeah.
true.
So how did you go about, making friends or connecting with a community there? What was that process like for you?
Okay, when I came here at first, I came alone, like I traveled alone because I knew nobody. So when I got here, luckily for me, a housemate of mine is also in Nigeria. So he told me about a friend who happens to be in my course. And my course, we are like just two Nigerians, my whole program. So he told me of the person and gave me his number. So I contacted the person. The person told me that he's also doing my course. And like he told me that they have a community, Nigerian community on Nairaland.
Oh, wow.
And I never heard of them. Like I didn't know about it. So he
Wow.
added me to the group. Like they had a group chat on WhatsApp. So he added me to the group. So we are now discussing. So along the line, we started asking ourselves, those of us who are actually in Canada already, who are in Windsor. So I got to meet like two people who said they're already in Windsor. And unknown to me, one of them was just living across my house.
Wow.
And we never like I never knew because I was just on my own, just in my
Yeah.
house. So I met the person. It was a girl. I met her like the next day. So she told me that okay, yes, that she has some friends that are organizing like a get together, a Nigerian get together kind of. So I went there. It was in the park, and I went there and I got to meet them. So I saw my like I started feeling home,
Yeah.
like when I saw other Nigerians. So there I got to start asking them like, how did they get jobs? How did they get? So they started telling me how to go about everything. So from there, after meeting those groups, like I got some of their contacts.
Hmm.
So I came back home. That's how I started like getting to meet other people through them.
Yeah.
So, but one of the important ways to meet people is for Nigerians is church. Yeah. So like okay, I'm a Catholic actually, but when I go to the Catholic church here, the population here is mostly elderly people. So I don't get to see anybody. I just see elderly people in the church. But when I go to other churches like Redeem or other Pentecostal churches, that's where you see Nigerians. And you
Hmm.
get to not just Nigerians but other Africans too.
Yeah.
So you get to like meet and feel those are your people. So that's one of the way of meeting them. Secondly is through because Nigerians we love to chill and vibe. So that's the second way to meet Nigerians and meet people that live like you. So those are the two major ways. And it's actually important because most of the information you get are from those people.
Hmm.
Because like me, I didn't know some things until I had to like interact with them They started giving me information about different things. If something is happening, they actually tell me. So you get to feel, yes, these are my people and I'm at home.
Mm-hmm.
But if you're the kind of person who is always on your own, you just come to your house, you just go to your house and stay there. I feel you'd be too lonely and you won't actually enjoy it. You
Yeah.
actually have to go out and meet. Yeah, so it's actually very important. Yeah.
Okay. All right.
Yeah.
So, looking ahead, what do you see happening to you and for you in Canada? What are your dreams?
Okay. Have big dreams. Big dreams. First of
Yeah.
all, um, my course, I'm actually very interested in it. And from what I've seen, I think there are a lot of opportunities here because health sciences in Canada is actually, I think, the percentage for jobs available for health sciences is actually on the high side. So I actually plan to pursue something in that. As I said before, I'm into fashion. I actually make clothes. So
Wow.
I've worn my clothes a couple of times to like churches and the white, like the white people are like, ah, that this is nice, this is good. Like, okay, that's nice. Thank you. So actually,
Impressive.
yeah. So I actually have a plan on going into that. But the thing again is, unlike Nigeria, it's kind of difficult to like set up
Just
those kind
open
of
a
things
shop.
here because yeah, you can't just open a shop.
That's right.
Even to get a machine in your house and be sewing, you can be sewing and you're disturbing someone, your neighbor.
Yeah.
So all those kind of things, yeah, it's a bit difficult, but I think we'll get to that level. So that's one. And again, I want to do a lot of things.
Yeah.
I love cooking. Like I love food. I'm a
Wow.
foodie.
Okay.
So I actually have interest in food. So probably get a couple of friends and we just like maybe set up something like that. And good. So that kind of thing. So that's actually my plan for
Okay.
now in Canada. Yeah.
Okay. And I think one of the beauties about leaving your home country to a place like Canada, for example, is I know that happened to me too. All of a sudden, you just believe you can do everything. It's not just
Yeah.
anything. You just you can
Yeah, exactly.
you can be this person 9 to 5 and be this other person from 5 to 8 and be some other person from
Yeah,
8 to midnight, and that's
exactly true.
okay. And I'm so happy that you're taking advantage of that because it's a gift. It truly is a gift when you're in a place where you don't have to be in one box. You can do
Yeah, you
multiple
can
things. All
possibilities,
right.
yeah.
Any challenges so far that you have experienced since moving to Canada, that you have grown from, learned from, or kind of working through? I mean, you've told us about the job, you've told us about some of the
Yeah.
initial difficulties, but are there some things that you did not anticipate having to go through or you anticipated, but it's still a little bit challenging in adjusting to a new country?
Okay. Are there some things? Yeah, there should be. Can I think of anyone right now?
Sure, go ahead.
Let me see. Difficulties. Um, is it possible that I don't have any difficulty? It can
It
be
is
possible
it is
because for
possible.
now I don't think I've had any. Okay, first of all, like one of the biggest thing I felt was a challenge was racism, kind of. But since I got here, like there's no, I've not. I think Canada. I don't know how it is in the US, but Canada like is different. Like they don't. It's here is actually populated with other people other than Canadians, so
Hmm.
it's just different. We don't have that racism, and uh, before I came here, I felt like I've always had the impression that it's kind of dangerous to like if you're walking out at night and all those things, but it's none of that. Then when it comes to I've not had any difficulty, I'll say for now. Like everything is still okay. Okay.
Okay,
Yeah.
great. That's good. That's good.
Yeah.
All right. So before we get to two fun questions to wrap this up, tell the people who are watching or people who will watch later, who want to be you in a year or 2 years, or who are really thinking about doing this. What what are your words of advice or pieces of advice for them?
Okay. First of all, I'll say for those who are actually planning to or wanting to further their studies or leave Nigeria at one point in time. First of all, the plan, the first thing is don't procrastinate. Like procrastination is actually what kills your dream. So just like put in the effort, put in the work, like try to aim for what you want to get. And once you do that, you're going to actually arrive at where you want to be. So don't procrastinate, put in the work, pray because God, God is what actually made me come here. So
Yeah.
pray and put in all the effort, and yes, you'll be here. I think that's it.
We'll have you in our contact, and people who are
Okay.
interested in going to Canada or have any questions, we'll sure push them to you. Again,
No
thank
problem.
you. Thank you to everybody that showed up. Hi, Dana.
Thank you
Thank
for
you
having me
so
too.
much.
Thank you.
Thank you to the Winie Student World community. You know how I feel about you all. You're right here in my heart. So until we do this again, Uche, thank you. Thank you
And I
so
must say,
much.
like, this is actually a wonderful platform. Like, it's actually good that someone actually tries to help other people who actually want to achieve this thing because it's not easy. A lot of people just go out and they just forget about people who are trying to be like them. So I must commend you. This is actually wonderful and kudos to you.
Thank you. Thank you.
Yeah.
And I have to give my team a shout out. You've probably already talked to Stephanie, who is the
Yeah,
community
sure.
manager. We have Mary, we have Darlington. Like, I don't do this alone. It's not possible.
Okay.
So a hearty thank you to everyone who helped us put this together. Uche, thank you. You'll be seeing me in your
My
inbox
pleasure.
or somewhere
No
soon.
problem. No problem. No
All
problem.
right.
Okay. Thank you
Bye-bye.
for having me. Yeah. Goodbye.